Y'all ready? Ready to lean in? And be still?
Yes, Karen. Hi, this is Just Doing Us, the lifestyle podcast where we discuss everything from reality to spirituality. We're your hosts,
Aledra, Candace, Karen,
and myself, Lorraine. Welcome and enjoy the show.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 0, Our Background Together. Thank you all for joining our very first podcast on Just Doing Us. On this episode, we're going to kind of do some fun activities. We're going to do some introductions about each other, talk a little bit about our history together, and why we started this podcast as a team. So how are we going to start out is we're going to talk about each other as castmates. Instead of introducing ourselves, we're going to let our castmates introduce each other.
And hopefully we'll all still be friends by the end of it. So we want to go in alphabetical order? How are we going to do this?
that's fine.
However we choose.
Okay, so Aledra, how do you describe Aledra?
Aledra is the enforcer.
I want everyone not to listen.
She handles the business.
Yes, I would say Aledra she's on top of everything. Super organized. She's like that super parent.
Well, that's very nice of them
That's
to say.
how it
I don't
seems.
know if I feel like I struggle as a parent sometimes, but I try. But thank you, Candace.
So Aledra wears glasses, right? And within the team, I would say if you're doing or saying anything, you don't want Aledra to look over her glasses at you because you automatically know you done or said something wrong.
Right.
So I don't know how her
Like a
kids feel.
librarian.
Yeah. Like
Those
you talked in the
glasses slide
library.
down.
That only means that I didn't hear you the first time.
No, it means what are you saying? Like, what did you just say? So yeah, I say Aledra just keeps us, even from before, Aledra just keeps us all on track, and because we can get out there sometimes, but Aledra will reel it back in real fast.
Right.
So that's all I have.
Well, thank you guys for that.
Okay,
Who's up next?
we still friends?
We're still friends. We'll wait till the next episode and we'll see what happens. So Candace will be next, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how I would describe Candace is a person that has it together all the time. She is calm
Coming from Aledra.
and soothing, and she always has a logical point of view. And I like that about her. She kind of
I like
just handles her business.
She's a people person,
Yeah.
the social butterfly of the group, knows no strangers. Well, I don't know. Her and Lorraine in competition for that one. But I agree. Always put together, always coordinated. Even on a bum day, she comes in looking like she's fresh off the runway.
All right.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, Lorraine.
I would say,
Keep it going.
okay, I'm trying to make sure we remain friends.
Oh, Lord.
I would say she always has a pen and a pad.
No.
And we always used to have that argument because I would be the electronic person and Candace would be the
I'm
pen
still
and pad.
Pen and paper.
But that just goes to show how her mind thinks, how she likes to organize herself. Everything's written down in a certain place. Not one of those people that carries 50 notebooks. She has her 1 or 2 notebooks. Everything's written down. Her plan is there. And that's a really good person. Everybody here is, of course, but that's a really great person to have on the team as well. Because they've always got everything written down and how we're going to proceed and things like that. So, yeah, put together.
I can't remember nothing, so.
Gotta
write it down.
So that's what I would say. And of course, everyone here will, most people say they can hear the connection, but obviously we're also great friends. So,
Yeah, that's true.
Still.
yes. So,
Okay, Karen.
All right. Oh. Why are you ignoring us? You want me to start?
go ahead.
I think of Karen as she's like your homegirl. She's like she's just down. She's real. She's kind of like a little hip hop in her.
Mic check.
Karen is that homegirl. That's how I describe Karen.
Yeah, Karen is, really I don't want to say homely, but homegirl.
Not homely.
No,
Those are two different things.
No.
No, right?
But yeah, homegirl, because, okay, so I moved overseas for 7 years or however long I was gone or whatever, and I could be gone and call Karen, and it's like I just spoke to her the day before.
Brixton.
Like, yeah, Brixton in the house. But yeah, and I think that's a valuable quality to have in a friend. It don't matter how long you ain't spoke to them, there is absolutely no uncomfortableness, no silence. It's like I just spoke to her that morning. I don't care how many years later. So I look at Karen like that. And I got mad love for her family as well.
And I think I have similar feedback, right? Because I would describe Karen as somebody that's kind of the rock of her family. She's always looking out for everybody in her family and what's around her and taking care of her. She's a great mom and always has real good advice, I think, to offer. I do. On just parenting and everything else and sharing stories. So that's how I see Karen.
Thanks for that one.
And our fearless leader,
Dun, dun, dun.
The British one.
Lorraine.
Yes.
Our in-house tech support.
So that's how you want to start off? That's our in-house tech support.
Knows everything and anything about the latest technology, as far as website design, just anything that a business in general would need help in, like for marketing and just getting their brand out there. We look to Lorraine. Look to LP3 over here.
Yes, Lorraine is gadget girl.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Gadget girl. But she's also very, very good with business.
Yes.
She'll knock a book out, and she probably got a book right now.
Right, we don't even know about.
In the works. Like, who writes 3 books in a year?
That's true.
Someone with no children.
Now, that's true, too.
Yeah, I know.
We just get
But
something in
still,
the mail, like okay.
You're driven. That's the
Yeah.
word. You're driven.
Yes.
So
Oprah
like,
Jr.
You got your mindset on what you want to do, and you go out there and do it. It's impressive.
Wow, thanks.
It
People
sure
don't
is.
And
do
I
that.
would describe Lorraine. She's also one of our Zen members, like Candace. Always very calm, right?
Yeah, she
right?
is. Yeah.
She's very calm, and and she always has another logical answer to things, right? She tries to see both sides of it, and
play
so
devil's
she's always
advocate.
giving good feedback, and she's very, very smart. I mean, can do literally anything.
Wow, thank you.
Or learn how to do anything in 2 seconds.
That's
where
true.
some of us here may not have the patience for
I know,
that.
right?
I.e. me.
Got to reread about 5 times.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because that's how you got started with Sister Power, the website, right? You didn't know anything about website design, but you read a book,
Right.
and we had a website.
I did the same thing with skateboarding. I was a
Oh,
master
Lord.
skateboarder after reading
Really?
the book. Yeah, doing
A
tricks.
book?
After
Okay,
reading the book,
I
doing
need
tricks.
I need
About
videos.
skateboarding.
I know.
Right.
You're able to do it.
Exactly.
We need videos, receipts.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
No, it just makes me remember when I was a kid. But yeah,
And she's
it was a
also
book.
our British cast member here. So I used to love making fun of her for using terms like rubbish.
And
Right.
It's
garage.
always so fun. and saying the elevator is a lift.
The lift.
Right.
Oh, my favorite is swimsuits are called costumes.
Yeah, so yeah.
No, okay. My favorite is, I'm like, can somebody give me some plastic forks to serviettes? I'm like, what?
That's what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's
And
fancy.
park in the garage.
The
But in
garage.
Spanish, the napkins are called serviettes.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's like,
true.
yeah.
What's garage? What y'all call it?
That's what
Garage.
Yeah,
Oh.
garage.
You see what we mean? Audience? We just proved our point.
All right, that was
But
heart-
that was cool. I
heartwarming.
really enjoyed that introduction because we got to learn about ourselves. So we don't always see ourselves in a great light. You know what I mean?
Thank y'all.
Yeah, that was because
We
when we
still
was trying to,
friends?
we are. I mean, we're closer now.
Right.
No, because when we was trying to come up with it by ourselves, we was like, I don't know what to say about
Right.
myself, and then we just had the idea, well, let everybody else talk about what they see and think about you. So I think that worked out perfectly.
Now, this won't work out if we do this activity at work.
Yeah. Right. Work
Yeah,
is
keep it to
different.
the house.
Right.
Keep it to the house. So basically, I guess you can talk about how we
How we
all
met.
met. Yeah, because you was there before and after us, right?
Yeah. I started. So we all met at WebMD. I started there in '99. When did you all start?
I started in 2001.
Remember we?
Was it 2001?
Yeah, remember we calculated it based on
Okay. Yeah, because
your baby's birth.
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah.
Both of y'all, 2001?
Yeah.
I started maybe a month or two after Lorraine.
Yeah.
And I started when a month or two after you. I don't know.
I
So
don't
still
know.
2001.
Yeah.
2000.
Around
Yeah.
there, 2001, 2002. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we all worked at WebMD in the early stages when WebMD first started.
A lot of good times.
It was a lot of good times.
Bunch
That was
of
when the
shenanigans.
.com era started booming
Right.
and also falling. But
Well, we were part of the boom.
Fortunately, WebMD was still booming. But yeah, so we had good times there. How did you approach me? Like, I was a producer, so I was publishing the content.
And you was scary.
I was scary.
She was.
Yeah,
I found
she
Candace
was.
when I first met her to be a bit standoffish.
Because
you
she,
guys, I did.
because she was so together. So that's a good question. How
But
I
you did,
approached
yeah.
you.
Yeah, because
you
we weren't working in the same, like you and
Yeah.
Karen
And
and
the
you all
Ladra
worked together.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said standoffish. I would have said like just so business, and we would just
Yeah.
right.
We
I
had a
didn't have
different
anybody
boss,
to
though,
keep
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's part of the problem because her boss was a little bit more
John
business.
Hopkins.
Yeah.
Our
yeah.
boss was 26 years old.
Younger than all of
And
us.
younger than us, and so
Right.
we had more fun in our little section of the
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have
Yeah.
anybody to kiki with.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Candace walked in. I remember seeing her for the first time. She had the short haircut,
Yeah.
had the glasses. She was all dressed all sharp, walking in. I was like, who's this?
Candace was like, "Really? You guys saw me that way?"
That's funny.
Who's this
Yeah.
fashionista?
So basically, what happened was we developed a website called sisterpower.com back in the day. We're actually the original Oprah because we developed an
The original
inspirational
That's
with
true.
website. Yeah.
Had the
I
Shiro.
had
Yes.
the Shiro. So how I came up with the idea was that I used to get inspirational emails because people wasn't building websites back then. And I wanted a way to share these emails with everybody because they always seemed to speak to where I was in life. So that's when I taught myself HTML and how to develop websites and all that kind of stuff. And I started working on it. And I couldn't do it by myself. So I kind of brought it to these ladies. I was like, can you do this section? Can you do that section? What section did you used to do?
I forgot.
I know Karen was.
Scoop better.
She used to do events. You used
No,
to
I
do
did
scoop.
events.
I did the scoop.
Oh, you did.
She did the scoop,
The
like
scoop
what was
was
going
news.
on,
Right. Like local, yeah.
whatever was going on,
Right.
and entertainment stuff.
And
too,
Ladra,
right?
which-
Entertainment, yeah.
I forgot.
I
really
forgot as
Well,
well.
what were the sections?
I
Girl.
don't even remember.
did. We all forgot.
No, I
But
did
anyways,
events. Jackie did the Shiro.
yeah. And Ladra
You
did.
did
Did you do
affirmations.
books?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Good reads.
Good reads.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
You did affirmations.
I did the affirmations, right? And so we started out, and later on, I got up the courage to approach Candice
Wow.
to join the team,
I
and
need to use that power.
He's walking
Yeah.
around like a boss.
and basically we've been together as friends and as people that work projects outside of work ever since. And I think that was also important for me and probably for everybody here that, I felt like we was quite successful in IT and it was important to give back some of that because IT was new back then.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically how we got together. Then do you remember us having interviews at V103, sneaking out from
Yeah.
work?
Yes, and getting busted.
Yes, by our boss's girlfriend. She, yes, she decides to tell our boss that we were on the radio for 2 hours one day during the workday, and we thought he didn't know.
Because he was white, let's be honest.
Well, yeah,
We
and
didn't think he would be
26
listening
too.
to
Yeah,
V103.
Exactly, but of course,
But
when
his
we
girlfriend
came
is
back,
black.
his girlfriend was black. So we
And-
came back in, and he's like, "Heard you guys were
But
on
hold on,
V103."
but we thought we had it all planned out because we
Yeah.
staggered our return. So one after the other, we all like within 5 minutes of each other. We
Yeah.
came in, everyone sat back at their desk. So we were all sitting at our desk getting on with our work, and he was super tall,
Right.
and we was in queues. So next thing he just got up, and all you saw was him peering down at me. He goes, "Oh, so I heard you guys was on the radio."
Yeah. Straight busted.
That was hilarious.
But
And he wasn't
only-
mean about it. I mean,
No.
he still took it in stride, but you could tell,
Only at a web company.
Yeah. But we also took frequent trips to the
Greenbrier.
mall. for 2
Greenbrier
hours, too.
Mall.
Y'all used to go to Greenbrier.
Yes.
Lorraine used to go to Greenbrier and drag
What
us
you
with
getting
her.
at
I mean,
Greenbrier?
I still
thank
go.
you, Candace. That's what I want to know
Girl,
too.
I still
no.
go.
What were you going for?
Oh my God,
We don't know.
We be in Burlington Coat Factory.
Oh, Burlington.
Cause back in the day, I'd be in there shopping for the.
But
shopping
even
for the
now-
I was
kids.
about to say,
Locations of
Burlington
that.
still has a lot of great deals.
Yeah, but they changed it up.
They
Now it's
closed
just
it
like
down, I think now.
No, it's
over
still
there.
open, but
No,
now
At Greenbrier.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But didn't they have other
They are
locations
still open.
besides Greenbrier?
Yeah, because
that was closest to us though, right? Greenbrier.
Probably. I don't know why.
Closer to us than like Lennox?
there are no Burlingtons out
Right.
that way, if you think about
Now,
it.
now y'all are hearing some of the differences. Aladra wanted to go to Lennox, but I wanted to go to Greenbrier.
Greenbrier.
And I was like, yeah, let's go.
And for you listeners who don't know what Greenbrier is, you will understand why.
It's
Oh no. Okay, it's the mall where you could go to the food court and buy chitlins.
okay, that says it all. That
And that's
says
why
it
I don't
all.
want to go there. Yeah.
But back
I
in
didn't
the
even know
days,
that.
But
we
the
was
thing
in-
about
Yeah.
Greenbrier is they just don't have a lot of stores. That's the only reason
Now.
I asked.
But I
don't
still,
even
to
remember.
The
be
only
honest,
thing I would go there for is Macy's.
to be honest, anybody
The hat
come
shop?
here, I take them to Greenbrier. You get
Why
the
would
flyers.
you do that?
You get the flyers clothes in there that you can't
You
get
You
can
can't
anywhere.
get those
Perimeter.
like what do you call those? The
No, you can't.
whatever's the
what type
latest
of
in
flat clothes are
fashion.
you?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
like the fashion,
Huh?
the latest in fashion, the
For
we
real.
trendy,
can't get it at
trendy
Lennox
clothes.
No.
or
Not the
Perimeter?
urban stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's
What urban
it's,
stuff?
it's number one for urban style, I would
Yeah.
say.
Okay,
just
but I'm
think
trying to figure
about
out what urban stuff are you talking about?
If you wanted to be in a
Just
hip hop
fresh,
video,
just fresh and fly.
Parachute
or you
pants?
dress like that,
Oh, that's a
Aladra.
parachute.
you know nobody wear parachute
I
pants.
know,
and
but I don't
stuff.
They
see-
might
I
be
see
making a
MC Hammer.
comeback.
Right.
But
It's
the
MC Hammer,
point
right?
is, I don't know what they're
Okay,
wearing
so
in rap
yes,
videos.
if they
Tiffany.
wanted to wear parachute pants and that was
But
what the hood.
give me an example of what they're wearing in videos that you can get at Greenbrier that you
Put
can't
it
get
like
anyplace
this. I had to
else.
do a photo.
What
photo
store would
shoot.
you go to at Lennox? Let's start there.
Macy's.
Oh, for me,
No,
no.
yeah.
No, for what we're talking about.
Top Shop.
What is Top Shop?
Yeah.
Nah, they too, and that's the thing about it.
Mhm.
Top Shop's great,
I
but
love
it's
Top
too
Shop.
commercial. When you want kind of a one-off that somebody else might not have,
Mm-hmm.
like I had a photo shoot with a
Can you
girl.
go to Tom Ford? That's right there on, but it's very expensive.
That's too expensive.
Ain't nobody
That's
paying
like
that for-
saying Louis.
Yeah,
See,
Nobody's
back
going
back
there.
then when I was shopping for Nick, I was
back
getting
then. I'm
like.
talking about now, girl.
Well, I'm just saying, like when
When
we
you
were
were going.
going.
yeah.
But like if I wanted to get him like Rockaware or
Yeah.
Echo or
Sean John. Well,
Sean
Sean
well
John
is
is
every
more-
Macy's or if, like FUBU or
Was colors out? Cross colors?
No, that
was
girl,
our.
that's
That was
when
our
we
generation.
were,
yeah.
yeah.
that was our
Going
generation.
too
Yeah,
far
yeah.
back.
But if I wanted to find like
Telling our age.
different things like that,
Yeah.
I could go.
You can definitely know you can find it there. You can
Yeah.
probably
Put it
find
like
it
this.
at Lennox.
I-
but-
You know what? They probably carry urban designers, whereas maybe
Right.
we can't get into the
Yes.
Macy's and the things like that.
Right.
So you get fresh, fly, one-off things out there, even up to now.
But although I think some of those were in Macy's, I don't
But
know.
not
Yeah.
as
not as
abundant.
much.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a small section, maybe.
yeah.
Right.
That's it. That's why I still go.
I have no feedback on that.
They do have a Macy's.
Nothing to
But it's
say.
not as big and it doesn't have hardly.
They got a serious
When
hat
I went
shop,
into
or
the
they used to have a
Macy's-
hat shop.
Exactly. When I went into that Macy's
was
with
the
her,
main
that's what I
thing.
saw. Is all these
When you
giant
first walk
hats
in,
everywhere.
it was a
I'm
hat
like,
section.
They must have a serious church lady section coming
Well, you
there.
know,
Church lady
that's
audience.
how the black ladies like to
That's
get
how-
to
Those big hats.
You
and
know
Macy's.
what? That's you have
Hats
to
to the side.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, as you can see, we're talking about what brands did you just say?
Rockaway.
Echo,
and
Rockaware, FUBU.
So we've been around for a while.
long time.
We're on-
Fat
in our
Farm.
30s.
Oh my God. I forgot about Fat
What?
Farm.
Fat Farm.
So that's so
PHAT.
yeah. So
Don't act like you don't
2001. That's 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Right. What?
that's a long
Yeah,
time
that's-
ago.
Wow.
right?
Nick was a baby. He's 19.
Oh my
Yeah.
Do they? So
goodness.
you're saying they still make all these clothes? That's the
No,
reason
no,
you go to
no.
Greenbrier?
No, I'm just saying
right?
that.
No, yeah.
I'm just saying the fact that we're having this conversation just shows how long we've
Yeah.
known each other as friends and as a group,
Oh,
and
that's true.
you know,
Yeah.
take it.
It's
We
also
started.
aging us a little bit.
Yeah, I know. But we started out with Sister Power. At the time, there was no affirmations website. There were no websites for Black women, so we were first in all those types of aspects. So I was trying to lead into why we're doing the podcast now, because at the time we served an audience that didn't exist.
Right.
And so rewind 20 years, we're now trying to serve an audience that we feel doesn't exist, which is always ourselves.
It's ourselves.
Anything
growing
we
up,
create,
growing up.
yeah, anything we create is always for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just feel like everything is geared towards millennials and young folks. And so here we are doing, you know, we call it SP2, like the second incarnation. And we decided to go in podcast form because these ladies are parents with several children who have several activities, married ladies. So, you know, a website, trying to update a website would just not be feasible. How we used to do it back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was a once a week.
Yeah,
once
could
a
you
week.
imagine? It has to be
Yeah,
every day
because
now.
I was
7
always, and then I was always still late trying to get the scoop in. I'm like, oh
The scoop
Jesus,
is old now.
right?
And then Goodreads was probably once a month.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Events were once a month.
Events was
Really?
once a
I
month.
thought they were once a week.
No, because I would do a whole. I
For the
remember doing
month.
a whole month. Of
Well, I guess you could really do that for a whole month though.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
you
I
was
do it
once a week.
Once a week, yeah,
Mhm.
because it was always
Entertainment
something.
news changes.
Yes.
Frequently,
Can you
right?
imagine now?
Oh, yeah.
Like
That's a full-time
every
job
15
now.
minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the reason they created Twitter, because it's hard to
That's
no one
true.
on their website be able to keep up with that type.
You'd be like TMZ hiding in bushes.
Yeah.
At the airport.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're doing a podcast.
And why did we call it Just Doing Us? I think it's pretty obvious, right? Because you get to that point in life where that's all
Right.
you can do.
Right.
That's
Just
true.
doing us. Yeah.
We're at it also, and I think an age where we have a lot more wisdom and knowledge, and we really no longer care too much about what other people think.
Right.
Say
That's
that
true.
again.
It's kind of true.
Say that again.
It is what it is, guys.
So our goals here are to do what? Just to
To share,
Entertain.
to listen, yeah.
Learn.
Yeah, I would say to share.
Yeah, share our experiences, whether it's from parenting or career, health.
What's going on in the
Exactly.
world today?
Yeah.
which I highly ignore most of the time.
I'm not just talking about the politics, but just everything.
Everywhere,
Remember,
yeah.
we had the conversation about sexual orientations. So
Just
Right.
different, yeah.
Yeah.
different topics. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a formatted podcast, this will not be for you. This is just 4 friends kicking it. We're basically allowing you into our living room, and we hope there's an audience for that. Just real talk, basically. And that was even
Right.
one of the names that we
Yeah.
had that's obviously been taken. But it really is,
Real talk.
yeah, real talk. Like just what we think, what we feel, maybe some of the issues, what we're going through, maybe with husbands, maybe with kids, just life. I mean, what else can we talk about if we're just doing us?
Right.
True.
So, on that note, I think we've covered it all, right?
I think so.
That is it.
I think so.
We'll be ready for episode 1. Hopefully everybody comes back. Thank you all so much for listening. You made it this far, but don't stop there. Please remember to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes or your favorite player. Also, you can join us in our forum at justdoinguspodcast.com. That's justdoinguspodcast.com to continue the conversation. So stop by, introduce yourself, let us know how we're doing. And if there's anything you'd like to get our opinion on or topics you'd like us to discuss, you can hit us up on the site, either in the forum or via email. So we look forward to hearing from you. Until next time,
We're out.